My name's Rudy Rodriguez, and I'm going to give a little talk about some of the work I'm doing and talk a little bit about art, AI, and sustainability. Next slide, please. Next slide. Thank you. So a little bit about me. I'm a technical director at Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts. You may have heard of it. There I lead multi-million-dollar production projects. I oversee the digital production technology and infrastructure. So audio, lighting, projection, anything that's digital ends up on my portfolio. I'm also a faculty associate for the technology management program at Columbia University. Shout out to Katja and Shariar, also part of the faculty. There I teach and mentor the next generation of technology students, and I tend to focus and assist with classes that are a little bit on the higher end technology spectrum, emerging technologies, AI, ML for leaders, and one of my favorites, and I think pretty important, practices in design and innovation. So like, you know, that class is a real hit, and it's really important. Like everything is a design nowadays, and everything needs to be designed with the user in mind, right? So yeah, very excited to be part of the program. Very excited to be here today, and looking forward to being on the panel after my quick talk. Next slide, please. So, a moment for me that kind of changed how I see AI and arts happened last summer when I got to work on a project called The Dream Machine with musician Nona Hendrix. And what you see here is there's a lot going on in this picture. I'm gonna take it real quick. So this was an immersive installation in David Rubenstein Atrium. So as soon as you walked in, the walls and everything were painted with this AI-generated video that was being generated with the color scheme of all the plants and everything and the carpet that we had laid down. Even the artist kind of dressed to scheme. And then, though, what was really interesting was this AI robot right back here. There was actually a participant in the program, Bina 48. She was created in 2009 and trained on the memories of a human person who's still alive, actually. Her name's Bina. And conversational. She was on a panel. Bina 48 was on a panel, answered questions about her history and her life, and then performed with Nina. This is an actual performance. They both sang together. And that was kind of when I was just like, whoa, like this is crazy. You have AI robots now performing with musicians and collaborating and writing songs together, and within an AI-driven landscape. So like, I think for me, that's when I really kind of saw how the audience experience can now change using this technology moving forward. Next slide, please. So, you can go ahead and click the bullets. So what happens when art, AI, sustainability kind of collide, right? Creativity gains new tools. You have new paintbrushes, new languages, new dimensions to work with. And then technology becomes a collaborator at that point, a partner in the relationship. You know, technology, AI isn't taking over. The human needs to still be a part of this situation, this relationship. And then the audience kind of starts shifting their own perception and their own views, and it makes them more of an active participant in some cases, especially the things that I'm about to show you with dance and generative visual representations. Then you have the digitalization of heritage and history, right? So I'm used to seeing archives that are as big as this room, just physical archives of videos and files of data. Now you can digitize all that, train a LLM model on that, and now you can have AI generating videos from your video catalog in seconds when you cue it and prompt it right. Of course, ethics, you know, you're gonna have conflicts. Who owns the art when you have AI assisting? You know, Bina 48 helped Nona create a song. She gets the credit, Bina does, and so do the people that program Bina. And then with all this, you're seeing an increase in art innovation acceleration. So you need to make sure that there's cultural responsibility that you're tending to here, right? Art is made to connect people with the world, in my opinion, and artists have the freedom to reflect society through their art. And you can't have technology hinder that. The human still needs to be there. Go ahead. So, one of the projects I got to work on that I just showed you was Nina Hendricks' Dream Machine. Here we had AI as a collaborator and improviser, generating the visuals that you saw up there on the slide, and all that went along to the live music. So as the music is happening, the visuals are being generated. Then you have this collaboration between humans and technology, and the algorithms that are behind it all are just ultimately creating new creative lines of thought. And all this is sustainable, of course, right? You're reducing material waste, you're using digital installations instead of these large physical builds or paintings that you would have had to do to create that. And quite honestly, physically, you wouldn't be able to create the visuals that we did in that immersive experience, right? Like, it just wouldn't be possible. Um, Next slide, please. LC Collider Fellowship just happened this last spring. The Collider Fellowship is a Lincoln Center sponsored program where we invite 10 to 12 artists every year that are using and leveraging emerging technology for their productions and performances. So here, my buddy Kenji's on piano, and you can't really see it, but oh, there's one here. Surrounding him was a bunch of speakers that did 360 immersive sound out from his piano while he was playing, and then projected, all that sound was being fed into an AI machine that created code that programmed the lighting to happen while he was playing. So as he's playing, the 360 sound is being generated, and then the lights are also in cue with all that, just from his keyboard. Here was a dancing algorithm model that a collaborator set up. I thought this was actually, from a business point of view, one of the best use cases of AI I've seen so far in the performing arts for business. So this idea, which you can't really see it, but it was motion capture. So we had a dancer in the middle, doing a dance, and then immediately they were able to duplicate the dancer, and then like 3 times, as you see there, and then he did another dance move, and they reversed it and represented 3 more dancers, and then the person stood dancing in the middle. What's remarkable about that is, from a choreographer's perspective, you would actually need to hire 10 people just to see if the dance you created actually worked. Here, in a matter of 5 minutes, you can see visually 10 people doing your dance, and like you know if it's good or not, and you can make adjustments. Further beyond, we were able to put on a VR headset, and you could walk through the dancers. So then the extension to that was using VR. Now you could like stand right next to the dancer as he's dancing and visually see what the performance is going to look like. Again, sustainable, saving money, you're generating new visual representations, and it's performative as well. Really, really inspiring. Next slide, please. Collective Body opening this fall. So I started at Lincoln Center 2 years ago in June, and my first week we workshopped this experience, and now 2 years later it's actually going to open. Go ahead and play the video. I think if you advance, the video should play. So this was literally my first week at Lincoln Center. They're like, hey, we hired you to do a job. Go do it. So here, what happens is you go through this experience. It's an actual story where you start as a molecule, and as you're going through the experience, your avatar starts building out, and you get a human body by the end of it. But every single person's experience is different, and your avatar is built based on the movements you make through the experience. So everybody ends up with their own unique avatar by the end of it. Nobody's the same. And then as you walk out of the experience, they're planning on having a big screen showing up, and as you're leaving, your avatar is going to be waving to you on the way out. I haven't seen that part of it yet, but we're going to be using this screen. It's a 50-foot media wall that I oversee at Lincoln Center to do it. So I'm pretty excited about that. Again, you have this wonderful dialogue between dancing and machine learning and prediction that generates your unique avatar. And this digital choreography, again, lowers your rehearsal costs, lowers travel footprint, and creates a unique experience for everybody. So that's what I find very fascinating about all this, the unique experience aspect. Next, please. Thank you. One more. Soul Paint, opening in the spring. Go ahead and play the video. So this one is an immersive installation that uses biometric data with visual art. And again, it's kind of similar to collective body. You go through an experience, right? That's what art is. You have to go through an experience. And with this one, it's art, and as you breathe and as your heart beats through, again, you're interacting with this interactive virtual world, and you don't need gigantic set pieces. You don't need to create a space as large as this room for someone to be in. Literally, I want to say the exhibit area is probably as wide as these two chairs, but the world that you're in feels like an endless space. And you get to see your body beating, your heart beating, and the energy flowing through it while you're in this experience. Really, really cool, really, really excited for that one in the spring. Next slide, please. So, as I kind of wrap it up here, I got a few more minutes. Three things to remember really about all this, and we're going to talk about this on the panel, I believe, as well, is AI is not a replacement for the human touch, right? AI is just another paintbrush. It's just another tool now at this point. And artists are leveraging it, you know, and starting to bring this to the table. And now companies like Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts, we're there hand in hand to support it. We want to see what this can do for the performing aspect, for the human experience when it comes to art. And by enhancing that human kind of experience through performance, you're really enhancing human meaning and human history and human culture, right? Because again, like I said earlier, art is reflective of humanity in a time, in a certain place in time, and artists get to speak on that, and that's one of the places where like free speech is truly free, right? Our role above it all as humans is to shape the ethics of it all and keep on discussing what's right and what's wrong with all this technology and using it for artistry and partnership. And all this makes art more accessible, more sustainable, more acceptable even for everybody to participate in. And that's what excites me about it all. Next slide, please. Is the next slide? Yep. Is that, again, like I was saying, technology is a paintbrush, but humans are still the painter, right? And we're not diminishing our talent. We're not diminishing our creativity. We're expanding it. Artists are expanding it. You saw it through dance. You saw it through performance. I didn't bring up samples in film because you guys have all seen it in the movies now. And yeah, it's an exciting time to be an artist. It's an exciting time to be a technical director like I am and helping these artists execute their vision. And when artists come up to me and say, I want to do 360 sound, but have never actually done it, you know, I get to help them with that. I get to say, well, here's how you do that. And then they bring to the table, you know, a visual code generator. And I'm like, whoa, I've never seen that before. So like, you know, it's a partnership. It's always a partnership. And again, humans, we're the painters, we're the creators, we're the ones that are bringing it to the table, and technology is just helping us get there. Thank you, everybody.